Hi, good morning, everybody. It's early Easter Sunday, 6 o'clock, just gone. Woke up again, thinking and wondering, and I always find best way is get up, get myself a cup of caffeine-free tea, so I don't pee a lot. Have a cup of tea, a mug of tea. Yeah, look, best granddad in the world. Yeah. So yeah, I thought I'd do this one, and I'll make this pretty short, hopefully. We're now 2 weeks almost, 14 days, still no results yet. But feeling quite buoyed up, quite cheerful, quite positive. And I'm beginning to see, looking back and thinking, the little road I'm following. You get this. When I had the biopsy and I was first told I'd got cancer in stage 5 and MRI stage 5, then you learn what it means, and then you think very negative initially. It's only natural, I guess. And if you're going through this, you'll know. And hopefully, watching this, you'll learn, as I've said before. And the thing that, and I said it in one of my early videos about doing your homework, learning about prostate cancer, or your prostate, or whatever. And I'm getting some new sources of information. I thought I'd do this and let you know. And you begin to realise, when you first told about this 2 weeks ago, how lack of information or lack of intelligence on it you are. And I'm beginning to see a route through it all, and positively quite a long life with it. Because I've been watching this thing on YouTube. Excellent. I'll tell you all the details in a minute. But I was sort of laid in bed early hours this morning thinking, how can I best describe what it's like or what it's been like so far? And I thought that what they call it, an analogy, I think, is it's like I'm stood on top of a pyramid in Egypt. And this pyramid is massive. It's really, really high. You're right up above the clouds. And when you first told, you realise you're on top of this pyramid, and you see the stone that you sat on or stood on, and you're looking down, and you can't see a great deal because it's all cloudy. It's a cloudy day, and all you can see is just this little, couple of steps below you. And then, as you begin to gain knowledge, the clouds get thinner, and you begin to see more below you. And the intention of what you've got to try and do is see right down to the ground. See it all. Be able to turn around, look around, and see everything. Sit and see the route down to get down to the bottom, so you can go home. Yeah, home. Yeah, so that's my analogy. You can use whatever you want, but that's looking back. And I can remember I said to Verity when I had the biopsy, and this was sort of my simple interpretation then, I says, I feel like a child, like a baby. I says, my mother said to me, now I'm going to tell you a nursery rhyme. Once upon a time, and I've got that far. I don't know, I don't know what she's going to tell me. And I said to Verity, I says, I don't know whether I'm going to fall off the wall, see the big bad wolf, I'll meet the three bears. You know, and that was my simplification of how I was feeling at that time. In that, you know, there was all these potential routes and roads I may or may not follow. And I still don't know, because I ain't got my biopsy results. So I don't know what I need to be concentrating on. So I'm tending to look at on a wide spectrum. Yeah. Gathering information, doing your homework, learning about it, it's crucial. This guy, Dr. Schultz, and the YouTube, it's excellent. It's been in urology 30 years, and he tells you all the statistics, everything, about all the different treatments, different combinations, what to do, what not to do, what to avoid, you know, best advice. And the YouTube, I think, well, it's PCRI.org, and it stands for Prostate Cancer Research Institute. Dr. Schultz, and he's interviewed by this lady, and she's brilliant, asking questions, because in America, mind. So you get it hasn't been FDA approved, you know, medications and things, and then it's insurance, you know, payments and insurance companies, and so there's all that element. So you get, I've said before, Americanized. But what he does do is he lays it all out, and they concentrate on certain sections of it all, on each, and they do these like half-hour chats, you know, and interviews, and he's brilliant, you know, and he answers a lot of the questions, and some of it, you know, he quotes all these medications, and I guess some of them are Lupron and things, which is like for like the finasteride, but it's the chemical castration one in America. But when you do then a search on the UK, it basically tells you that it's ceased being used, Lupron, because it's been superseded, which this guy's telling you in a way. But if you remember, initially I said NHS website and Cancer Research UK. The more I think about it, NHS website is not that detailed. Cancer Research UK is a lot more detailed, but I found this Prostate Cancer Research Institute, PCRI.org, is very good because it's talking and you know, you can listen and you can follow the trend of what they're saying. But what this and this week, I've said this before, it gets a bit technical. You get cancer, you get a tumour in your prostate, and then it's whether it migrates outside the prostate. So this is, you know, starts the easily cured one or easily tackled is when it stays in the prostate. When it moves out, it gets more difficult. And then it's what they call metastasized, and that is when it starts creating tumours elsewhere in your body, or the risk of metastasization. I can't say it. A Yorkshire accent trying to speak big words don't work. Yeah, anyway. And you know, and when you think metastasization, or when you I can't say it. When you get a metastified. So, anyway, when you get tumours elsewhere in your body, you think, oh, that's it, I'm on my way, you know. But what this guy explained, no, 100% get cured, you know, and it's amazing. I mean, he talks, and I'm jumping about a bit here, I do apologise. I mean, obviously, there's chemotherapy, there's HRT, and radiotherapy, and surgical, you know, cut things out. And when you watch this thing, they cover each topic and look at it in depth. And he was talking about chemo, and he says some people have or some organisations have what they call a singularity procedure, where they'll give you one drug, wait while you get to the end of that, see how it goes, and then start on the next one, and then the next one. And there's about 10, I think, he was saying. But he says that only has I think he said, an 80% success rate. Because he was explaining it's as though the cancer, the tumour, gets accustomed to it, has a chance to think, and relearn and adapt. Sorry, I'm itching him. And he says what you need to be considering is combination therapy, chemo. He says where they do it all together. The problems are you get a lot more side effects, feeling sick, fatigue, all these things. And he says that tends to be 100%. And then he starts talking about his clinic, and what he sees, and, he hasn't had any deaths and things. And he was saying the other, I think I was watching a couple of days ago, he says, nobody dies from cancer in my clinic. Nobody. He says, because the modern day treatments are so good. And then he was talking about not rushing into, because you think, oh, cancer, I've got to have it removed. Surgeons love that, he says. That's my speciality, cutting things out. He says, so they're quite willing to, put you on the table and chop things out. He says, talk to a radiographer. He says, oh, yeah, he says, they love to sort of dose you with radiation. He says, you talk to an oncologist and, oh, yeah, chemo, best thing in the world. He says, so you've got to realise and seek the best advice that suits you, he says. Suits your lifestyle, suits your needs, what, you want. And he says, what he explained was, most people think of a cancer as one global, nasty entity. But he says it's not. It's if you're thinking of other body cancers like lymphoma and carcinoma, very aggressive, they are nasty. He says you've got to act quick. He says, and that's where surgeons get it from. Cut it out, He says, but some of the prostate cancers, he says you can be thinking years if you want. He says if it's metastatic cancer, if you've got metastatic prostate cancer, you've still got months to think about it, how you treat it, what best suits you in terms of side effects. He says they've all got side effects, and he then started talking about side effects of HRT, which is loss of libido, loss of sex drive, man boobs. They said you might like that bit. So, fatigue, bone loss, with testosterone, chemo, obviously all the sickness, illness, and fatigue and all the rest. Radiotherapy, peripheral damage around the area, how accurate it is, and this is all these things you can get a radiologist who just zaps you and doesn't really care what damage he does. So you can get somebody who's very good at it and very, very accurate. So you've got to get the right people in your team, he says. What was he said? Because I've been rattling on. But I think what you've got to do, and I'm filling in a bit of time here just while I give my thoughts. It was talking about getting second opinions and third opinions and whatever. Don't just necessarily go with the same guy. Not that easy with the NHS because, if you want a second opinion, like where I am, I've got to probably travel to Plymouth, which is like 100 miles away, to see another specialist. So, in a sense, I've got what I've got. What it says, even if it's metastasised and you've got tumours elsewhere in your body, it says HRT, remove the testosterone, and I've explained this to you before. It says, and it dies. It says, but you've got to remember, it says that even though you might have killed off that tumour, that outburst from your prostate, This is your prostate is still, what's the word? Not exposed, but it's still got potential of developing other cancers that might be more virile. This is so you have to keep being monitored. It says, and those people that have had prostate cancer and cured them, it says have got a much better life expectancy than somebody else who's never had it. He says, because you're getting monitored all the time. He says, so, 10, 15, 20 years down the line, you're still here. So the upshot of it, you've got to do your own research, get into it yourself for your own particular circumstances and learn yourself. So I know I was originally talking about orchiectomy, castration, but I'm beginning to change my views slightly. I may or may not do it, I don't know. It's a question of whether I can get injections that last me 3 months or 12 months. I don't know whether they're available. I've got to investigate, I've got to learn, find out, do a bit of research, find out what's available at NHS. I talk to my urologist when I see him. Interestingly, I don't know, I'll not bother going on to that topic. I've got a flow test, I've got to go and pee in the funnel. a week on Wednesday. Yeah, so it's about 10 days away. Which I'll get official readings on how many drips I'm doing. So I'm moving down the line of not consciousness but awareness, and learning, and I'm feeling quite positive. Bear in mind that I don't know what cancer I've got and what the risks are with it. Once I find that out, I can be more specific in terms of learning. So hopefully, I have to excuse me, bit of bad hair day, joint shower this morning. So anyway, I don't think there's anything else. Hopefully it's all going okay. I'm getting some bits of feedback off different people. Some funny ones. Peter Collins. Nice little comment. And if you're watching this, have a chuckle, because I certainly had a chuckle. And when I was doing the own mortality bit the other day, I was telling you about the different deaths I'd seen and things. While I was doing it, I was realising, bloody hell, it's all railway related. The little kid, the toddler on the track, the kid playing on the railway truck. The guy committing suicide on the railway line. And he sent me this message, and he says, how did he put it now? He says, please do remind me never to go on a railway journey with you. So, yeah. And he's going through similar things, but it sounds. So, yeah, well done, Peter. I liked it. And I put a thumbs up on it, and, a little heart, as you can, on your comment. Yeah, right, so 18, 90 minutes, I think that's enough. Subscribe, please do. Like, notification bell, ding ding. So, probably bore you with all that. Anyway, I didn't. It's Ian, Keith, Dad, Grandad. That pellet we can see, Yeah, anyway. Right, see you again. I'll probably go back to bed now. I've had my cup of tea. I've had my chat. Got it all out of my system. See you again. Bye for now.